Thank you very much. Let's go for the crunch factor.
It's quite nice, right?
Beautiful, Edwin. Beautiful.
Even though it's cooked a little bit with humidity.
It's not me, it's the oven.
That's very good. Very, very good. So how many portions did you cook again? 49.
49 in a 6 tray because we allow us to have 7 tray in there.
Wow. Wow. Incredible.
Good day and welcome to the Home of Invoq and this webinar where we're going to show you how to master culinary excellence with an Invoq Combi oven. My name is Rasmus and I'm happy to host this event. So today we're going to take you through some of the features that actually make Invoq a multifunctional equipment to your kitchen. So you can do various things in here. You can do steaming, you can do roasting, baking. And today we're actually going to show you pan frying as one of the topics in our session. Throughout the show today, we're going to show you some small video bits so you can see it as well as do it live so you can actually see and we can taste the beauty of this. So we would like to show you a small video about crispy chickens in an Invoq Combi oven.
So today we're going to be doing a full load in the 6 tray oven of chicken scallops that have been paneed with breadcrumbs in our 6 tray oven. The Invoq 6 tray oven boasts 7 trays with a 70mm distance between the trays, and so we're going to fill the oven totally with paneed chicken breast, scallops, and see the result. So there'll be 7 on the tray, there'll be 7 trays, so that will be 49 pieces of chicken altogether in one oven. So for the chicken, I'm going to make a recipe program, choose recipes, create a new recipe. So under recipe name, I'll choose crispy chicken. I have the option to give a description, so I can put 7 full trays. Image if we'd like, or assign to a group, I'll assign it to chicken, and that's enough there. Information, add a step, preheat nice and hot up to 260, hold it for 1 minute, add a step, note step, insert product, add 1 more step for cooking, choose convection, 225 degrees Celsius, open exhaust, full fan speed, 10 minutes, drop that down to 6. Then I'm going to duplicate that last step, edit it slightly, and we'll go 9 minutes with closed exhaust, same temperature, so 15 minutes all in all for cooking. I'm happy, save that, and then it will be available under chicken. There's my crispy chicken recipe. To cook the chicken, we've used are non-stick imperial and pinion trays made of aluminium, which are very heat conducive, and they take the heat straight to the bottom of the product to give that lovely crispy pan fried style finish.
So this video shows you actually 7 trays with 7 chicken scallops on one go. 15 minutes and 49 chicken escallops cooked in one go. That's speed of cooking, it's consistency, it's crispiness, all due to the benefits of the oven and actually the tray. But let's get them going because they will take 15 minutes. Absolutely. And then we can explain a little bit more in depth on a rack. And then you can see the rack that is cooking over here and you can follow it. So by having this functionality, you can have multifunctions that actually helps you sort out your kitchen routines, right? So everything is ready to go on the plate at the same time, coordinating the times in the oven for you.
One cooking rack, and the oven will then tell you when to load them so that they are cooked at the same time, ready to take out.
So the menu planner is when you are in service mode, when you have full restaurant, when you have all your guests sitting there and waiting. So another example of a multi-step recipe is our pork loin, right? So we're going to show that video right now. Have a look at this video to understand how a multi-step recipe can help you.
Hi, today we're going to be cooking some traditional style roast pork with a really crispy crackling skin on the top. I'm going to make it super simple. The only thing that we're going to be adding to it is just some salt. I've taken the pork, dried it off, washed the rind with a little bit of vinegar and left it in the fridge for a couple of days to dry out. We're going to cook using a process, a series of different cooking steps, which I'll go through in a little bit more depth now on the oven, and we'll see how it works. So to cook our pork today, I'm going to use one of our recipes that we have previously installed on the oven. If I touch from the home screen, the recipes, we have some options here, previously used, favorites. This one is groups. I'm going to choose my groups. These are all the different groups that the recipes are previously put into. I choose pork, some different options, and I'm going to choose roast pork, loin. And these are the different cooking steps. As you can see, there's numerous. We start with a steam as a preheat. The note step is an alarm, giving us information, telling us to load the product and to remember to put the temperature probe into the pork. The first cooking step is 10 minutes of steaming, full temperature, 100 degrees, 100% fan speed. Then it goes into the next step, which is combi speed. So the combi speed function is continuously adding humidity to a medium level, level 50, full fan speed, and it's going to cook at 170 degrees Celsius up to 45 degrees Celsius core temperature. Then we move on to our next step, which is combi sense. This is a regulated humidity setting. So the humidity is set at 25%. If it goes above or below, the oven will make adjustments to regulate that 25%. Full fan speed, 175 temperature, and it will cook to a core temperature of 65 degrees Celsius. Then it will continue on to the next step where the temperature will rise dramatically and go up to 220. It will continue with slightly less humidity, regulated again in combi sense to 15%, and take us to a core temperature of 75 degrees Celsius. And then for the final step, we're going to convection, which is hot air mode. Again, stay at the high 220 degrees Celsius, full fan speed, open exhaust, and the open exhaust will remove any humidity that is left in the cabinet. 10 minutes, give us a nice, crispy, finished product, nice crispy skin on the pork, and we can take it out, let it rest for a while, and then we can crack it. So for our roast pork, I'm going to be using our external temperature probe. We're going to put it into the oven over through the top of the unit so that it is obviously in use whilst roasting. This will help prevent any problems when it comes to removing the pork. Anybody who's cooking, or anybody who's removing the pork from the oven can see loud and clear that the temperature probe is in use, and it will prevent breakages when removing. So as I said before, we're going to keep this really simple. This is a process of getting a nice crispy skin. That's what I'm concentrating on. So I'm just going to give a really generous pinch of salt onto the pork. So now the oven has preheated. It's popped up with a screen saying insert product. Remember to use the temperature probe. I use the two-step door opening, which will stop the fan, release the excess pressure so I don't get a face full of steam. Open the door. Load the product. Then I'm going to take my temperature probe, push it into the thickest part of my meat, all the way in, raise the cable, shut the door, and the oven will automatically go into the next step of the cooking process. So now the meat's done, pull out the temperature probe, give it a clean. Then we can return it back to its place. Take out the meat. There's a lot of fat come out of it. Here, the crispness of the pork all the way up. Really crispy, really delicious. Take from the other half. There's more fat in this end of the pork, so it's still way juicier.
Welcome back to the Home of Invoq, and sorry for the audio that's been tricking us a little bit. That's the beauty of being live on cast, is that sometimes technical issues are occurring. I'd just like to give you a quick sum up for those of you who missed some of the audio in the previous. What we start out with saying, this event is about mastering the culinary excellence with Invoq Combi ovens. So we showed a video of some crispy chickens, actually giving you 49 chicken escallops into one oven, because our 6-tray oven boasts 7 trays, which gives you 17% more capacity. We did that in a multifunctional step where we had 2 steps in a recipe that supports you when you do bulk cooking. Then Edwin explained a little bit about our a la carte mode, our menu planner, where he's actually put in a tray of chickens, like you saw in the video, so showing you live here with the menu planner, which is a functionality that can help you in the busy kitchen during service times, so that it has a timer per rack, so that you can have products coming out at the same time. And what we're actually going to show you today is our style of Caesar salad. So Edwin is lining up bread croutons, bacon, eggs that we're going to cook together with the chickens, showing you the beauty of this in one go. Then we showed you a video of pork, crispy pork with crackling on top. That was also done in a multifunctional program. So really good when you're doing your mise en place, your preparations. So the beauty of combining these steps is actually that you go a little bit from cooking into processes, so that you ensure the quality from cook to cook every time, and you can combine the different functionalities. So that was a quick recapture of the first part of the show. And right now, Edwin, maybe you can explain a little bit about how you are gonna proceed with this Caesar salad.
So yeah, just to recap on what I was doing previously, I've paneed some chicken breast and I have mixed in some smoked bacon, finely diced smoked bacon and a little bit of parsley into the breadcrumb, which I then paneed the chicken in. That's in the oven cooking. Here I've got some more smoked bacon for the salad, which I've mixed with some capers, again on our non-stick opinion trays. I've got some croutons, just plain baguette, little bit of herb oil and some salt, and we're going to do some fried eggs. And I'm going to turn around to the oven. I'm going to use the menu planner, which Rasmus mentioned. It's a multifunctional, allows us to cook different products in the oven at the same time. I'm going to use what we call the table planner, which gives us the option to link three cooking items. It will tell us when to load them so that all of them are ready at the same time. And then after another video, we will plate up the Caesar salad. So today I'm going to be doing some steaming on the Invoq oven. I've set the oven to 100 degrees steaming with an 80% fan speed to keep the air going, but that's not so necessary when we are steaming, because of course it's the steam that does the cooking, not the airflow. So I have some fresh broccoli that I've washed. I'm just going to put into our steam fry tray. We're cooking on a Invoq Combi today, with the steam is going to be produced by injection onto the heating element. So that's ready to go into the oven. I'm also going to be steaming some rice. Here I have a kilo of rice, which I have washed. And I'm going to add 1.5 kilos of water to the rice. And put a tray on that to cook it. Here I have a kilo of dry pasta. So I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil to that. Just give that a mix. So whenever I steam pasta, I do the pasta in a deep tray because it needs to be covered with water. When obviously you're taking it out of the oven with a lot of hot water, it can be very dangerous. So the deeper the tray, the less dangerous. Then I'm going to add water to the pasta until it's completely covered. You need to make sure there's enough water in the pasta for the pasta to absorb. So now I'm ready to start steaming. Open the door, 2 steps. So 1 releases the steam, releases the pressure inside the oven. 2, so that I don't get a face full of steam. So the oven is hot and ready to go. The pasta, I'll put in the lowest of the 3 items because then it's easier to take out. Next, I'll put in the broccoli above the pasta, and then with the lid on, I'll carefully add the rice above the broccoli. And we'll close the door. Now the oven will continue steaming. I'm going to go into the timer settings, choose rack timer. This will give me the option to give different times for each rack. For the pasta, I will give 15 minutes. For the broccoli, I will give 11 minutes. And for the rice, I will give 22 minutes. Then the oven will steam away. Give the pasta a little shake. I can shut the door to continue cooking the rice. Now the pasta can be drained. Perfectly cooked pasta. So now I'll take out the rice. But we need to give the rice 10 minutes to relax. So now we've rested the rice for 10 minutes. We can remove the top, and there you'll see perfectly steamed, fluffy jasmine rice. Beautiful.
So a small video about steaming where you also saw the menu planner. And I forgot to say in the beginning, please post questions in the chat, and you're already done. Thank you, Gareth. And I agree with Marcus that no problem with the seals. The seals are made of silicone, so they are made to last. There are multiple reasons that we actually have the probe located on the outside of the oven. It's only in the oven when you have to insert it. And it also means that it's cold when you insert it. As an example, in this pork roast, so it's not creating a burn mark throughout your roast. It also means that having it outside of the oven when it's not in use is extending the lifetime of it. Because the fact is that the more heat a wire is exposed to, the shorter lifetime it has. That's the main reason that we have the exterior probes. Then Henry asked a question here regarding to the steaming video. And just to capture up on the steaming, the beauty of the oven is that it can steam. As you can see, vegetables, pasta, and rice. And 11 minutes, it depends on how you want to have it. Me personally, I would probably have preferred a 7-8 minutes, very al dente broccoli that will still be crispy. If you're doing for elderly care homes or institutions, you might go for the 11 minutes. We also showed this in an Invoq Combi oven. That means it's a direct injection oven, which generates the steam by evaporating water sprayed to the fan, distributing through heating elements. If you do a lot of bulk steaming, we recommend you go for the hybrid. And you can find a lot more about that on invoqovens.com and see the beauty of the hybrid system that we've generated steam in there. Ed, because of the technical issues, I screwed up your cooking a little bit, but you let the chicken rest for a while and they have come out nice and crispy. The eggs just entered 1 minute and 10 seconds ago, and then they're going to be cooked together with the bacon, together with the croutons and the eggs in here.
I will start to plate the Caesar salad.
So that means we're going to have lunch today.
Absolutely. So you can see from the chicken, it's way crispier on the side that was touching the tray than the top. It's still crispy on the top, but you get that lovely pan-fried surface from the tray, which is impossible to get from just cooking the traditional stainless steel trays. I've got some just washed baby gem salad.
So it actually means that because you can do all of this pan frying inside the oven, you could literally carve out a bit of your equipment in the kitchen with tools in here. And what we're cooking in here is actually a stacked oven. So the stack it makes that you have two different ovens stacked on top of each other. And that benefits you from flexibility. You can run different temperatures, different modes, and you can actually do your whole a la carte in the ovens and just have the sauce, etc. on the stove, right?
It's about using the oven to its full potential, making the different functions of the oven work for you in your kitchen, so that you know the different. You can use it during service. If you are roasting products during service, you can add your products throughout.
To disturb. I just saw a little trick here. So on the screen, it actually flashes green and yellow now. So that's a guidance for the user to see that it's done. So if the head chef is across, he can actually just look at the screen saying empty tray free, right?
That's correct. It lets you know from far away where your cooking process is, but it also will start to flash red after 1 minute of the timer going off. And this will allow you to see that you are over time.
Sorry.
And for the croutons, they're nice and crispy. I'm now going to transfer them to a cold tray. And whilst they're still hot, I'll give them some Parmesan so that the Parmesan will melt to the croutons and not the tray.
So the croutons, the eggs, and here you told me in the break that you deliberately use the eggs with a little bit of steam because you create that post situation then in just 3 minutes, right? And they are all the same. Fried a little bit on the bottom, but the steam covered them on the back. Is it possible to do a sunny side egg as well?
It is possible to do a sunny side egg, but then you would want to operate in a more hot air convection style of cooking.
So we're going a little bit over time. Sorry for that. But it's really delicious here. And we actually have a special guest in our Home of Invoq today. So Paul this morning said, our VP of Sales said, I need to taste that crispy chickens of Ed. So Paul, please join us and have a bite here. So Paul, please come in. You're from the UK, right?
I'm from the UK, Rasmus,
You like
that's
fried
correct.
food in the UK.
Love fried food.
So the crispiness, we need a slice here for Paul so he can taste the crispiness and the juiciness at the same
Let's
time.
give this a go. Thank you very much. Let's go for the crunch factor.
It's quite nice, right?
Beautiful, Edwin. Beautiful.
Even though it's cooked a little bit with humidity.
It's not me, it's the oven.
That's very good. Very, very good. So how many portions did you cook again? 49.
49 in a 6 tray because we allow us to have 7 tray in there.
Wow. Incredible. So I know sometimes in England we'd probably put them in a fryer or you may pan fry. If we put them in a deep fat fryer, we'd normally destroy the oil.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'd probably only put 3 portions in at a time, so it's very labor intensive. Very good.
So although the top of the eggs, you can still see here, they're running.
It's still running, and in Denmark we say smiling egg because it still smiles when it runs out. And the Caesar salads topped here with some fennel, some onions, and a nice, easy Caesar salad cooked in the oven. Thank you for joining this webinar. And just to highlight a little bit, we will shortly have a webinar about return of investment. So how can you actually have a very fast return of investment by buying an Invoq Combi oven so that it actually pays for itself in a very short time. So sign up and follow on that. And if there are any questions, put them in the chat. We will go back to you as we are. Is it possible? Sorry, Frederick is asking a question here. Is it possible to download a simulation app for the control panel on the Invoq ovens like the one you had for the old Uno ovens? Thank you, Frederick. Yeah, it is actually possible. That get in contact with us and we can help you. You need a new Android tablet to get it because our controller is based on Android to have all the user interactions, etc. that will get into it. So reach out, Frank, and we will get that going for you. I think that's it from Home of Invoq to today. Stay tuned. Follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and please visit invoqovens.com for more information about our incredible oven. Thank you.
Thank you.